Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome, Denise, part 2. And action. Welcome back, Gary Spikes. And let's see here, Penny Van, yes. And we got also, everybody's starting to come in. Julie Ann, welcome back. Nice to see you. Susan F., hello there. Kathy A., nice to have you. So I see there, Angela, you have survived the weather, just like Roger Blair has, haven't you?
Yes, survived the weather. Isn't it amazing? It's been tough, though. It's everything in the yard is definitely pulling water, and we've had a lot of mud. And
yes, it has been. Welcome back, Liana. Nice to see you again. Yes, I found my binoculars, 2 pair. And I am still packing. It's just like every time I think I've got it, no, I found something else to take. And it's like, I'm only going to be gone for like 2 or 3 days. I don't know why. It's not like I'm going on hey, Rosemary, welcome.
I got plenty of binoculars here. If you need a pair, I've got like 3 or 4 of them here.
Oh, I got some. You go out in the yard and look at the moon. Ow! Yes. So, anyways, so what are we going to do tonight, ladies and gentlemen? I kind of feel a little frisky. So, did I say that? Anyways. But yeah, this has been a long day. Interesting. So everybody's saying hello to Rosemary. Nice to see you, Rosemary. Hopefully all's been well. So yes, very interesting. So yeah, so I'm getting ready or getting it. But no, it seems like every time I pack something, I'm like, oh, I forgot about this and that. And it's like, I don't know why I need all this. But I'd rather have it or not need it than need it not have it. So
Right.
So I don't know. That's for sure. But
And
I
then
know I'll be doing a lot of filming, but I don't know.
Yeah. And Salt Fork does have a lot of, we do have haunted places here out in Salt Fork. A lot of this park was our old homesteads that were bought up in the 50s to make the park. And there's a place that's out behind me where there's been apparitions seen, voices heard, and it's just out in the middle of the woods. And
interesting.
I had an uncle in the tree stand, and he had voices whispering in his ear in the tree stand.
Yeah, I would have shot the tree. Yeah, I would have shot the tree. Yeah, because if I'm going to Ohio, I think the 24th, the 25th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
It's really fun. It's a great place out here, and there's a road that was Salt Fork Road, and you can actually see where it runs into the water where it used to go, and the guardrail sticking out. And then if you go into the peninsula on this little inlet, if you walk through that, you'll see a sign in the middle of the woods that says slow 35 miles an hour.
Oh, interesting. Hi, Jean. Welcome. Better late than never. Yes. Everybody saying hello, Angela. Where am I going in Ohio, Angela?
Salt Fork is where 70 and 77 cross each other. So it's about southeast Ohio, and it is the largest state park in Ohio. And
yeah, Bigfoot. So I'm meeting Old Bear. Then I found out Angela's like, well, that's where I live. I was like, ooh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So.
I've been here since coming here. Since I've actually been coming here regularly every year since I was 3, and been living here for off and on for a number of years, probably since the 90s. So,
interesting. Welcome, yeah. Nat. Nice to have you. I was wondering where you've been. Hopefully you're doing good. So, yeah, Salt Lick, Ohio. That is correct. Standing Stones.
Salt Fork, Ohio. Salt Fork.
Salt Fork. Yeah. See, you got me calling it Salt Lick. But yeah, I'm meeting Old Bear, and that's where Angela lives. So we're going to meet with her too. So it's going to be interesting. Welcome, Cindy Simpson. Come on down. Your next contestant on The Price is Right. I miss that show. Is that even still on?
I assume it is somewhere, but I don't hardly watch any television anymore, so I can't really tell you.
I am taking a big screen with me. Yeah.
We got plenty of fishing poles too. You want to try some fishing?
Oh man, let me tell you something. Do I got fishing poles? I got fishing poles where I can catch sharks on. Yeah, I mean when I go catfishing, they're like, "What the hell? What do you think? What are you fishing for?" I'm like, "Fish." What do you think's in this river? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm prepared.
So. Salt Fork has some muskie, walleye, saugai, the catfish, largemouth, smallmouth bass, white bass, striper, crappie, bluegill. You're just all your favorite sport fish, pretty much here.
Yeah, Bob Barker did die, but I think somebody took his spot. I can't remember his name. So Drew Carey. Yes, Drew Carey.
Mm-hmm.
Because he lost all that weight when he took the show over. Brian, nice to see you. So we were reminiscing. We are, so Brian Barber and I are going to do an expedition in May, and we're going to do the filming too. It's going to be interesting if we don't get eaten alive. It's going to be very interesting. I thought Brian was in here. Isn't Brian Barber in here? Welcome to Rio. Well, everybody's saying hello, Brian. I'm going back. Maybe he's not in here. But he was feeling a little bit better when I talked to him. Maybe he's not in here. Everybody's saying hi, Brian. So welcome to Rio. Yeah, Brian Barber's in here. Yeah, scare me. So we're going to do filming with Brian Barber. So it's going to be interesting because I seen some clips with him and some dude in the woods. And Brian's like, I'm not moving. I don't want to get eaten. So I got to figure out how to bleep. So, bleep, bleep. Yeah, I got to. But it's going to be interesting. We got some headlamps.
Oh,
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Yeah. And man, when you
there's.
turn on the red, it's like, whoa. So then we
Oh,
got UV lights too.
I've used the red in the woods before. I like the red, but I also like the green.
Yeah, we got UV, so you can't see it. The human eye can't see it. So I got me a new flashlight too. Like I need another flashlight. It's IR, and yeah. So and I got new camera lights for the IR too. Oh man, I got. So yeah, if you have a boat, we have salmon. Man, you know Bigfoot can swim.
Yeah.
That guy that I interviewed 3 years ago, I never forget that. He about had a heart attack. He was up there in, I forgot what cove in Alaska. He was like, dude, I thought it was a grizzly bear swimming. he put his boat up to it. He said he about died. He never went back. I think he gave up fishing. So.
Oh man, that would take a lot for me to give up fishing.
But he said, what? I can't remember his story. I have to go back and I can't remember his name, but he was in the cove and it was swimming one side of the cove to another, and he thought it was a bear. And so he wasn't in a big boat, it was like a John boat. So he took his boat over to look at it. And he got about 75 yards from him, and he was like, it wasn't a bear.
Jeez.
But anyways, yeah, Brian is in here. I know y'all scared me there for a minute. Uh-oh. Brian's behind the curtain. Who's got the hook? Remember that? Welcome, Cindy Simpson. So, I don't know what I would do if I saw Bigfoot swimming. So, I've seen deer swimming. That's wild. I've seen not in person a moose, an elk, not in person on TV. That's wild looking. So,
because of the lake, I've seen all sorts of animals. Yeah, I've seen deer swim across. I've seen squirrels swim across. And of course, we have beaver and otters here, and they're fun to watch. The otters, especially when they're out there playing in the water. And then when the baby beavers are born and the little baby beavers are out there in the water, it's hilarious. It's fun to watch. They look like little furry balls, and then they just disappear and they pop back up and yeah, all over the place. It's adorable.
I know, Standing Stones. I got enough cameras. If Squatch has got a Speedo on this weekend, hopefully we can catch her. So I don't know. With all the people down there at the LBL, I doubt there'll be any activity at all, to be honest. Hey, Henry. So, but you know, with the eclipse, right? That's when the paranormal activity picks up. So,
I hope so.
Yeah,
quite a bit of it around here on the property behind us, which is public land, and that public land used to be divided up into 2 or 3 farms back there, and I've had a disembodied voice follow me around out there. I've seen these glowing orbs of light that fly past me in my deer stand. I've had what was kind of funny, this area that's in the property behind us, that one of the homesteads, there's my mother saw an apparition of a family eating dinner, and it was just like they were out in the middle of the woods. They were dressed from the 30s, and the image would change slightly, and the people would change position, and she would hear like food and and plates and glasses being passed around. But she didn't tell me this. And one time I went deer hunting out there, and I was in a tree stand, and it's extremely cold. It's that dead of winter, and it's like 20 degrees out. I'm in my stand, and I smell food so strongly it felt like somebody was taking the food and passing it under my nose.
Huh?
It was so strong, and I saw a shadow person out there turkey hunting.
Wow.
A shadow person who was leaning against a tree, and I didn't recognize the shadow person because I just thought it was a person dressed in brown, but I couldn't see their face, and I could see the outline of the clothing. Looked like the clothing you would have worn in probably the 40s or 50s deer hunting, when you have that heavy jeans and you got the hat with the ear flaps, heavy jacket. And he was leaning against a tree and just pulled his arms folded like this. And I was wondering why he wasn't wearing bright orange, because in Ohio in turkey season, and just the fall turkey season, when turkey and deer season overlap, and you have to wear your blaze orange jacket. Well, he wasn't wearing that. And I thought, why is he not wearing that? And then he suddenly straightens up and walks behind the tree. And he never emerges on the other side. So I get up and I pace it off. It's only 25 yards, and I should have been able to see his face, but instead of seeing the face, I just saw a flat area. And then I stood behind the tree, and the tree didn't hide me, so I no way that he was hiding behind that tree. He never emerged on the other side of it. And it was right where one of the homesteads were that the park had bought up. And of course, some people had to move out, and they left their house abandoned. And there's no trace of the house except for the sewer pipe that sticks out of the ground. There was an old gate, and we found we found a brass bed out there, like complete with the brass headboard and railings and everything, out in the middle of the woods.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Missy said she'll come back as an otter.
Oh,
there is a zoo where you can go, and the otters will put their hands through the plexiglass, and you can rub their hands.
Oh,
and they love it. Yes, the otters. So, hey, Skywalker. Brian, if I got to carry you on my back to get you out in the woods, we're going. So, hey, Brian, I wasn't going to say anything. You're the one that brought it up, bro.
Brian, are we going in the ditch tonight?
he done drove in it and got stuck. I couldn't even talk there for a moment. I know, right, Denise? Gene Hudson says, hello, Missy. So would you even have to carry me? Let's go. I go to the hospital and get a wheelchair and just rub peanut butter all over the wheelchair and roll him in the woods. So, because, wherever he goes, they love peanut butter up there, evidently. So, I hear music from Deliverance. Well, I tell you what, I hear that. I'm shooting everything. Every direction I look at.
No, there's also... we do have some animals that come down from the Michigan Peninsula, so we see wolverines down in Salt Fork. Wolverines and black bear.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Good thing Rebecca got the tow truck. What do you mean, Gary? Tow truck is en route. Brown's already stuck. So...
Get the four-wheeler out with the electric wrench on the front of it.
I seen a guy use one of those when I was younger.
Yeah.
And he was like, I got you. And the guy hooked it up to the bumper.
Ripped the bumper off?
Yeah, sure did. So, what really, Skywalker, that I like to watch is the gorillas at zoos. And how they interact with people, and with children, and with devices, and how they play magic tricks with them, and they just go insane. So Rebecca says, Gary, I'm sure you had an influence on what happened. Golly, Gary, did you always used to get blamed for everything when you was younger? Yes, one punched at me at the glass. Yeah. Gene Hutton says we got a big storm. Man, those storms has been pretty wild the past 2 or 3 days, especially today. So
it's just roaring outside where I live. It's a mighty roar of wind.
Brian, when he took the bumper off, I laughed. Do you know what he did? He took off. They're like, you know who that was? I'm like, no, I thought you knew him. So, anyways, but yeah, it was interesting. So everybody's like, you gonna be doing film? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be doing some filming. I got extra batteries, extra cameras. I'm still trying to find my my fleece camera. I don't know where I just had, you know, my one I always show people. I don't know where I put it. So, well, when it's used like one way, the gorillas love looking at people. So, I'm totally excited. I'm going to the Nebraska Bigfoot Conference. Oh, you got good speakers up there in the Nebraska Conference. So, yeah, you got some really good ones. Some people say, Thomas, you're going to have some activity. Some people say we're not going to have any. So it's going to be interesting. Looking at Fort Lauderdale. It's only in the 80s.
Oh, are you in Fort Lauderdale in your 80-degree weather?
Ask the doll. Let me tell you about those dolls. They were playing earlier. They turned my mic off again. My headset's off with Angela again, where I couldn't hear her speak. So
I do have I have 2 haunted objects. I have a doll here myself, and then I have a teddy bear.
A what?
A haunted teddy bear.
Oh. Ooh, Rebecca. Where out thou, Rebecca? I was like, what the hell is she talking about? Oh. Anyways. Nobody even caught that. I'm looking at the comments waiting. They're talking about snow and the weather. Y'all missed that one. Oh, look, Julianne did. I was like, anyways. Thank you, Julianne. Yeah, Denise, the weather has been crazy. I clicked on somebody and somebody wanted something. I'm trying to figure out who it was. I was in the middle of laughing. I don't know who it was.
We're supposed to get a little bit of snow tomorrow here in Ohio.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I know the temperature's supposed to drop. So it's interesting.
Oh, Rebecca, she says, I'm the baby. Gotta love me.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I must have missed something. I'm secluded here by myself, so I can't see the chat. Oh, yeah, you can. I'm clicking on it. That's why I'm clicking on it. I know, Liana. I was like, what the hell, Angela? I'm like, we're PG-13. I mean, who was it? My Lord, Angela. I'm trying to think, who was it? Was Christopher. His grandfather taught him a saying, and he said it on one of his shows. Man, we were all like, we're like, Christopher. He was like, what? I'm like, dude. He's like, what? I'm like, where would you say that? What did I say? I'm like, dude, that's not right. He's like, what? Our meaning was totally opposite than what he was thinking. So I'm not repeating it. So, but yeah, I mean, we were all like, damn, we were like, he would never talk like that. But it was pretty good. But yes. Anyway, remember dinosaurs, the baby with the purple eyes? What? No, I don't. Yeah, it was Christopher, wasn't it? Standing Stones.
Yeah.
Oh,
My teddy bear is blue, this color, blue, but with red eyes.
there, damn it, Angela. I'm trying to remember that. I do remember it, Standing Stones. I'm not going to remember. I'm not going to say it. Later, it's already snowing. Wow. Rebecca, I already pictured that. I did. So,
Dolls and teddies.
yeah, I know, right? It was priceless, Standing Stones, because I was in shock. I wanted to reach to the computer and just shake the living hell out of them. Because I was like, dude, that is a side I never thought I would ever see out of him. So, Brian, y'all getting too wiki. So,
I do have a doll. It's tall. It's in a beautiful Victorian dress with a parasol. That's the haunted doll I have, but she's very friendly and very happy and loves animals.
I went to Madison to the antique stores, and I'm going to show the footage tomorrow. And people, I did not know that during Easter in this small town, everybody was closed. I'm like, what the hell?
No.
And I was walking around the stores that were open with the EMF detector, and everybody's like, how's he doing? Look at him. What's he doing? So that was awkward. And this one doll, I wanted. Man, it was probably 42 inches tall. It had a bell dress on it, and it was old. It was made out of porcelain. I think the hair was real.
Wow.
And I looked at it, and I was like, I'm going to buy that. And I saw the price tag. The price tag was like $385.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And I almost bought it. And I thought, no, I'm not going to buy it. I almost bought it. And I said, no, I'm not going to buy it. So I walked away from it.
If you want, the doll's just right here. I could just bring it, show it to you.
People will freak. Some people don't like dolls. That's why I quit doing dolls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, even Jean says, even Susan, it was evil. I told you. Yeah, I was showing some people like Kelly Jo dolls. Kelly Jo would freak out. Even Melinda and some other people, they would freak out over them. Yeah. So I had to bind them and everything. So now it was I would probably say this doll was probably maybe in the mid 1870s, 1890s doll, if I had to guess. It looked like a rich girl's doll, but I wasn't for sure. And the person that was working at the shop did not know anything about it. No, I said I was done. It has to be something that really has to catch my attention to buying, because I got enough with my hands on dolls right now.
I had a doll that was had a nasty attachment. It was from the 1900s, and it was a German Kessler, the knockoff of the Kessler dolls. If you knew the Kessler dolls, they're supposed to look natural and realistic, and this thing had an apparition with it that was very dark and just the top half of the skull, and it produced dried blood and had blood stains on it. It had the attachment. It would actually audibly growl at you.
I know.
And I had bite marks all over me one night.
Now, I looked at a set of dolls, and I think I filmed it. I'm not for sure. But they were paper mache dolls. That's how old these dolls were, and they were really well handmade. and there were 5 of them, and they wanted, I think, $20 a piece for 3 of them, 15 for 2. Or yeah, 15 a piece for 2 of them, and 20 each for the 3. And because they were the 3 were taller ones, probably about 12 or 13 inches tall. And they were soldiers and something else. 3 of them were soldiers, 2 of them were, I don't know what they were, I don't remember. And I went back to them twice, and something told me no. And I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm like, I'm not touching them more. So, but no.
That doll had to be just, I had to ship it off to my friend, the Hearstman, and he had to end up destroying the doll, but it had so much negative energy and so many spirits were coming at it, and there was so much paranormal phenomena that he got on camera. And people watch this going on, they actually have this energy hit them from the film, from the video. It just smacks them, and they have to get stand back from it, and then try to watch the rest of it later, because it kept saying Mamba. They kept getting Mamba, and they kept getting off of the Ovilus, which is Mamba, which I was getting too. It was Mamba is a voodoo priestess. So
Interesting.
it had multiple entities in it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it would move objects. It could talk through a through the spirit box very, very clearly. And it identified itself. It had a female persona, gave itself a name, and but there were so many multiple entities in it. It was quite spectacular when those entities all chose to manifest. Her apartment was trying to get rid of it. So. But this doll looked like a baby in from the 1900s. But when they put them in the little bonnet and the white, almost like a dress that they put both boys and girls in until they reached a certain age. So it looked cute, except for I did luminol test and it did have blood on it, and it said through the spirit box that I was communicating with it, Halloween was the time it was bound to this doll, and it had to do with the grandmother of this little girl had actually bound entities, as many evil entities as she could attach to it, and gave it to this doctor's daughter. And the doctor had been treating her granddaughter and gave her mercury for the treatment. And then when she wasn't given better, she was given more mercury, and then it ultimately died.
Wow.
Yeah, at that time frame, they thought of mercury as a medicine.
Oh yeah, they did. Mercury they used for a lot of things. Barbara said she has a paper mache doll, got an auction years ago. And if you, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never seen paper mache dolls, they are very interesting dolls. Very intrigued and detailed. So, and they're very interesting. So, but mercury, I'm not going to tell you what they did for some uses on men with mercury. It was just like, I can't even believe they did it. So
I read some of that. That's pretty horrific.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so everybody, the camera I used to go out in the woods and take pictures with, right? It's always right here by my knee. Right before the last show with Kelly Joe, I was like, oh, my camera. I went to go down there and grab it. It's gone. I'm like, what the hell? So I got to find that after the show. So I've been charging all my camera batteries. I got extra batteries because they drain, in just case we have any thing down there. I got extra cords, power cables for everybody to charge their devices, and of course the equipment to go live with if we can. So we're ready. You may want any runes? Somebody had a question. I don't know who it was. They didn't ask, but I felt it. And I don't remember who it was. I don't know if it was, and if I'm wrong, it's okay. I'm not trying to call you out. Was it Susan or is it somebody else? They didn't ask for it. When I clicked on your name, somebody had a question they wanted to ask. I don't remember who it was.
We can do a room reading. I know Brian brought some
Brian
room
wanted the runes. Julianne, okay.
Okay, let's do Brian.
Let me start clicking on these. Hold on. Let's see. All right, Brian, I got you. Julianne, I got you. Susan F. I didn't think about radiation levels. That'd be interesting. I'll check some EMF while we're down there. I would find love again one day, Skywalker. Actually, as soon as I clicked on you and I read that, I think I answered this before. I do feel like, Barbara, I got you. I said yes. I think you will. There's somebody. Don't shut the door on some people that you may not think is possible. Yes, Liana, I got you in there. What is this? April? It looks like by July or September. But keep your possibilities open. Susan F., I got you too. All right, Brian Barber's up.
All right, Brian, the first rune I got is Othala. So Othala is a rune of family, of DNA, inheritance, honor, wealth, position. But I keep getting a strong family connection with you. More than anything else, this feels like you have strong ties to family. That's what I'm feeling with this one. And the next rune I got is Ing. Ing-wise, Ing is rune of protection. It is Ing's rune, the god Ing. What I'm getting off of this for you, Brian, I feel like you're protected. I feel like you are very, very safe in a secure position in life right now. And the next rune I get is land goose. So land goose, it could be water. Let's put this over here. Water. It's the leek, which is a vegetable. It often means growth, flow, life. I feel like there's quite a bit of growth in your life. There's quite a bit of vibrant life force within you. And it feels like it's manifesting really well, that you are steadily enjoying life a little bit more each time, and be able to have a little bit more fun each time, a little bit of enjoyment, and little steps, a little bit at a time. You know, eventually you're going to be building the life that you really want to have more fun than work. Is what that rune that I was getting off of that rune.
Rebecca, my rods are put up. I got my pendulum. Skywalker. So I pulled a twin flame card just to see if I was accurate, and it came up twin flame. So it says a spiritual connection between you and your twin flame is in the near future. So yes, but however that is, keep your possibilities open. So it feels like that sometimes that you may think, and I said to somebody not too long ago, and I'm not trying to get personal, but you're worth more than what you think. We'll put it that way. So, would somebody say an angel card? Who said an angel card, or am I just thinking that? I don't know who. Maybe I just thought of that. Okay. Sometimes I'll pick it up, or sometimes I may just think of it. All right. Julianne, a rune, please.
All right. Julianne. What runes we have for you? Okay, so
Denise asked for an angel card. Okay. Angel card.
So the first rune I get is Kenna. So Kenna's is light, the intuition, wisdom, guidance. What I'm getting from you is to trust yourself, your intuition. I get the sense that you're very intuitive, and that you're being called to trust your intuition. Okay, next rune I get is Manas. So Manas is intellect, wisdom, humanity. And with you, I'm getting connection, like you're making a connection with people. It feels like you're starting something where you're using your intuition and applying it to help people on one personal basis. Okay, and the next rune I got is Elgalas, but this time I have it inverted. Usually it's like this. It's usually the rune of disruption, transformation. I feels like to me the impression I'm getting from this rune for you is more of the lines of disruption. I see like there's chaos all around you. And it's just crazy chaos, like lots of chaos around you. But these runes are saying focus and pursue um, your intuition, because the runes are saying that you have this intuitive gift that you're intending to use to help people one on one, and you will be successful at that in spite of the chaos around you. It feels like when you use your intuition and you use that to help people, it feels like that chaos can't touch you.
All right. So I went ahead and pulled a card for Denise, and it comes up 999. So two things on triple nines. That is a release card. So anytime that you get a release card like that, Denise, it signifies that sometimes for you to move forward, you have to release and let go of some things in your past. It also talks about balance, finances, success, wealth. Talks about cycles. What comes around also goes around. And, we always talk about that in life. And we mention it quite often. In your current circumstances, how they end, you might take advantage of those endings to become new beginnings. Sometimes God ends things in life to make us see new roads and new journeys. And a lot of people understand that because sometimes we have to feel pain to learn life lessons. I know that's kind of rough to change, and also to form our conclusions about yesterday, right? Uh, I'm not trying to get too personal because I can, because there's a couple of things you need to just let go and just like, nothing I can do to let it roll. We call those chapters, not books, and they're chapters for a reason, right? And when I talk about chapters, it's an ending so I can form a new chapter. So when I end that chapter, when I start that new book, that's a new beginning. And it's also making room for that. And you always want to have room for those new journeys. So I'm not going to elaborate anymore because I'm going to start bringing out some stuff that's kind of personal. And we'll end it on that note because you're just going to start smiling. So there you go. Yes, Rosemary, got you in. Cindy, I got you in as well. All right. Got you. Denise, Grizz, I can't believe you said that. I've been working on that since yesterday. Thank you. Oh, Denise, I can fill some stuff out and make you knock your socks off. But I'm not going to do that because are a family show. But I just pulled enough out to know that you know that I know what we need to do to move forward. So, absolutely. All right. Julianne, Mercury retrograde is a good time to purge and make room for new. Absolutely. But, a lot of people, Julianne, don't know how to purge. And that is a question, right? Because some people purge the wrong things. And that is a good show topic, I think. So next in line is Barbara. And Barbara will like a room, please.
Absolutely.
Barbara. All right. Yes, room. All right.
And when I talked to her, the German pronunciation for Barbara is Babawa. So we call it a Babawa.
All right.
Okay. So Barbara, let's do a reading for you. Okay, so the first rune I get is Langoose. I feel like I'm getting the impression from this rune that you're headed in the right direction, that you're making progress. You actually are making progress, even though if it doesn't always seem like it. Next rune is this Rytho. Rytho is journey. This is also the solar wheel of Odin's chariot. The impression I'm getting from that one is that things are going to be heading in the direction that you want. So you're going to be receiving exactly what you've been hoping to get all this time. And it's your time in the sun.
Welcome, Nancy. Welcome, Rebecca.
Next rune, manas. So manas is wisdom, humanity. I feel like you reconnect with someone that's able to help you and be there for you. It feels like somebody comes into your life that's really helpful for you and very supportive. Like you're not going to be alone so much anymore.
All right. Next up, Liana. All right. Nancy, I've got you in line. And I also got, I think, Rebecca in line too. Welcome, Forest Friend. Welcome, welcome. Round of applause to you guys.
Hey, Liana. Okay. Here's the first rune I'm showing is Manas. So Manas, the rune of humanity. It feels like you work with people a lot. It feels like perhaps in a supportive provision like medical or counseling. It feels like you're involved with some sort of therapy with people. And from this rune, next rune, Langoose actually, water, life, growth, the leak. I'm seeing like steady growth, but this feels like more financial growth. It feels like getting raises steadily or getting more income and just watching your income just growing steadily. And it seems to stem from this human-centered work that you do. And the next rune, this is Feyu. Feyu means money. It means mobile wealth. I get the impression from this room that you finally get to have some extra income sitting around, some disposable income that you can actually use to actually enjoy, and you can relax for a while. That's the person I got from the runes for you.
And who was that for?
That was for.
Was it for Liana? Okay.
Yeah.
I clicked on somebody's name and it was like. All right, Missy Hammer, you're after Susan. I didn't forget about you, darling. All right, Susan.
Susan. Okay.
Let me get the cards ready for Missy here.
Okay, so the first rune I get is Tenos. Tenos, intuition, light, guidance, wisdom. I keep very visually, I keep seeing a flame in the dark for you. And it feels like you're searching for light, but you're looking for light ahead of you. And it feels like it's outside yourself. This feels more like you're looking towards a spirit guide for your connection and for your guidance. And just following this light and this darkness that you're in. It feels like you're in some sort of darkness and you're relying on this particular spirit guide for assistance. Okay, so the next rune I get is Feyu. Feyu is money, but it can also be things like communication. It does help with them things of lucid dreaming. And I feel like your dreams are becoming more vivid as a result of you connecting with the spirit guide. That's what I'm getting here. It's like a richer experience because of this particular spirit guide. It feels like the spirit guide is a male. And he's coming through for me too. And next rune I get is this is Ewa. So Ewas, I was, a similar sounding but look a little bit different, but this is death and regeneration. What I'm getting that what he's taking you through is going to feel like a death for you, but it's only to help you regenerate into something completely new and transformative. He's showing me that you feel like at first it feels like this is a horrible ending to something and why did this happen this way? But when you come out of it, you actually are a brand new person and you feel more empowered. And I see you surrounded by light and a lot of green, which would indicate to me like a lot of personal growth and something that you could be proud of.
No, I'm not okay. Somebody just tapped my chair.
Oh,
I was like, somebody in my studio. I was like, hello? I had to mute myself. I'm like, what the heck? All right, Missy Hammer. Yeah, it freaked me out. 11:22. So two things. I actually felt a little bit of this when I clicked on you earlier, and I didn't say anything because people go through things all the time. It's all right. Well, I'll go through things in life. Two things. That is a great shift, right? That's an angel number. It means something's going to change or you are changing. I don't know if you're in the process or something is coming up. I don't know if this is intentional or you making the change yourself. If not, something is going to change. But before that happens, or if that does happen, you first have to focus on some of the positive changes. If not, you're going to lose efforts that you gained in the past to move forward. So stop and think about how that's phrased. Expand your horizons when you do that and permit yourself to try things new. You got to step outside your comfort zone. And that's hard for humans. We get comfortable in our little bubble and we don't want to cross that line. But once you do, and you put your toe in that water and that water starts to feel warm, then you start to slowly get in, right? Just like a pool of water. We go swimming, right? I don't. I just jump in, get used to it all at once. So many positive shifts are going to come your way, but you are going to have to dictate how those are going to fall in line as you go in your favor. So grab the reins, take a breath. It's all going to be okay. Don't be afraid. So I don't know what you got going on in your life, but hopefully it resonates with you. So, all right, Rosemary wants a rune, please.
All righty.
I don't know if Misty's still in here, is she?
I hope so. The first rune that came up for you is Wunyo. This is the weather vane. This is also the flag. This is
there she
peace,
is. Okay.
joy, new beginnings. What I'm getting off this rune is that you're starting on a journey, and I feel the joy coming, and it feels like there's like this tremendous joy that you experience. It's like I see everything new. It's like I see a new home life. I see new location. I see a lot of good going on for you, like a sunlight, security, just tremendous joy. The next room, it feels like you're taken somewhere too. Like you're taken to this very good experience. Like you're taken to this other place to experience this joy. The next rune I get is Ansu. So Ansu's is wisdom, and particularly it has to do with speaking and speaking well. It feels like that. This is going to sound strange. It sounds like this the spirit world is speaking to you and speaking to you quite frequently. The impression I got, the first image I got was like nature talking to you, and that speaking to you is like you're hearing the spirits of nature talking to you, and they're helping you. It's like you got a good relationship with them, with these spirits. The next rune I got is Rytho. So Rytho is the journey of the sun across the sky. It is Odin's chariot wheel. I'm getting the impression of going up, up, up. It feels like you're ascending. You're ascending to something greater. And when you reach this high point, you're in a higher state of awareness and a greater state of joy. It's like your spirit is taken up, 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 up to something much higher and greater for you.
All right. So Rosemary, I didn't pay attention what you read her. I was clicking on things. So you got 4 6s. So when I was clicking on people's names, it's real hard to pick up on some energy. But on this card, and when you click on people's names and you try to connect and read certain vibes and vibrations, however you want to call it, the 4 6s is great blessings. But with great blessings, I feel that you need to stop, take a breath, and you need to self-love. And I know that's kind of hard to say because sometimes we don't do that enough for ourselves because we're too busy in life, and sometimes we need to put ourselves first. With that, you need to put up, and of course, I'm going to have pop-ups. We need to have boundaries, and that's hard to do as humans to have boundaries put up. And when I say boundaries, I'm going to leave that as a blank check, and I'm going to let you fill that check out so you can set your own boundaries. But also, when you do that, set good vibrations, good vibes for you. Okay. It doesn't have to be negative. Do it, you know, with understanding and letting go with things. From now on, I want to do this, and this is where I stand. Because anybody that does shows with me, including Angela, knows where I stand across the line. With it beyond a reasonable doubt, they know my integrity, where I stand about everything. They don't have to ask any questions. They know my morals and everything, right? And they know if we cross this line, here's the recourse, and this is the expectations. If we don't meet that, this is what can happen. And that's not negative. It's not being a threat. But we also have to nurture ourselves, right? Because when we nurture ourselves, we associate people with ourselves that can bring ourselves up to the next level. When we vibrate higher, right? And all right, let me back up. A millionaire, I asked a millionaire once, what is one of your successes in life? And he says to associate with other millionaires because they bring me up to their level. And that makes sense. And I think somebody actually quoted that or stated that in life. I don't know who it was. I don't know, Steve Jobs or whoever. But you got to make space for something meaningful in your life and hold that. And a lot of us don't. When you do that, expand your spirit. And a lot of people don't do that in life. And we get to a certain age, we look back at ourselves and we fall short and we have regrets. And I hear that a lot. And I usually hear that when it's too late in life and people, I wish I could have done this or that. So with that, it's called big love. And that really makes a difference. And that's also opportunity for us for every day to strive. But also in there's jobs that we can succeed to strive for. But there's always somewhere in there to tweak. And it's okay to tweak. It's improvement, and when we set our bars up high, we're always going to fall a little short. It's natural. It's human. We always fail to a certain extent. But that's where we scrape our pants and knees and put the dirt off and band-aids and move forward. But you got to let go of all that and move forward. Now I got a little too deep and I can go on and on, but hopefully I hit enough high points where this resonates with you. I don't know if she even still in here.
Now the rune said something very similar.
Did it?
About blessings and that. I kept getting answers, but I got it's like the spirit world was talking to her all the time. And then I got right though, but I kept with that rune, I kept getting the impression of her going higher and higher and higher, like going further up towards the light, like a higher level.
I don't feel Rosemary's energy in here. It's why I asked if she was still in here. So I don't know, Rosemary, if you're still in here. If not, you can go back and watch it. So, and a lot of people ask me, how do I learn so much? I read a lot. And when I found out I had cancer in 2019, it changed a lot in my life. And it made me look at life a lot differently. And it's sad because as we get older, we lose a lot of people, right? And then we hear what they say. Cindy, you're up. Yes. Runes, please, for Cindy.
Sure.
All right.
Okay, so the first rune I pulled up for you, Cindy, is Urus. This is the rune of strength, the drizzling rain. And what I'm getting from you is that You do have a lot of strength, but you don't show it a lot. It's kind of hidden behind a presentation or an exterior of a kind of gentleness, um, very kind, exterior, very soft spoken, but it's there underneath. I got the impression that it is really there underneath. The next room, it feels like there's a healing connection also, like healing is needed. It feels like healing within, that it's there for yourself. The next rune I got is Wunyo. So Wunyo is the weather vane. It's also joy. It's happy endings, happy beginnings, marriage, wonderful things. One I'm getting from here is I got the sense this feels more career related, that something in your career really takes off and you feel tremendous joy and fulfillment from it. It just feels like there's so much success coming your way in your career path right now. And the next rune I get is Manas. So Manas is humanity, intellect, wisdom, intelligence, our connection to the spirit world as well. I get that you get this spiritual connection through this success, because you recognize that this success somehow was a gift from spirit, and that you become more spiritual and to have a greater spiritual connection.
All right, here. Let's see. Next up, Nancy, are you still here? Nancy, are you still here? Nancy Snyder. Let's see if she's still here. All right, if she's not here, we'll go to the next one because we got one left after her. Okay, she's here. All right, so I want to make sure here. All right. All right, here. All right. You got the 4/8. 4/8. So that card very rarely comes out. That's personal power. Material, spiritual, abundance, wealth, resources, force, balance, confidence, material gain, and epic romance. Anyways, all that is good and pleasant, and life will multiply. So things are coming your way. Are you making changes or wanting to seek changes in your life? Usually when you see numbers like that, are you seeing repeat numbers in your life, like 2 2s, 3 3s? Are you waking up on those hours of the mornings I call after like 1 2 3 4? Are you answering? Or make sure the comments are up. Your surroundings will treat you with admiration and respect. Use it for the greater good. So yes, I am. Okay, so that will make sense. So that's telling me that there are some changes in life that you probably need to make and adjust to, which is normal. And those are just subtle signs that they're telling you that they're there, and just make some little adjustments, and things will get better and better. A lot of things happen for a reason. A lot of people don't think about it, and when spirit comes to you, whether it's loved ones, family members, whoever, they will give you certain notices in life, whether it's fragrance, moving objects, or whatnot. And sometimes they just do ignorant stuff because you're not paying attention. But those are signs that you are making things. Good night. Thank you, Rebecca. Greatly appreciate it. Stress free. Are you crazy? I'm going to lose all my hair down there. But those numbers, when you do get them, hold on to them. So just make sure and take them and run with them. So yeah, that's really good, Nancy. I'm glad you got those numbers. So you're on a good path. But just make those little tweaks. That's what it's telling you. All right. So next up in line is Force Friend, and she wants some runes.
All right.
And that's the last one. It was weird. Her card tingled. That's why I didn't know she was here. I was like, oh, is she here or not?
I've been seeing 1111 and 5555 recently.
Yeah, that's what I call them, angel numbers.
Okay, forest friend. First room I get is manas, wisdom, humanity, human intelligence, and particularly intelligence with this. I feel like you are very, very smart. You like challenging yourself mentally. Like you're um really good at your focus and figuring complex issues out and complex problems, and you like that kind of challenge. Okay, so the next room, okay, coming up for you, I got Thora sauce. So Thora sauce I get is caution, and from this room, I'm getting the warning to be more cautious in regards of being. Don't be so focused that you lose sight of what's around you, what's happening around you. Make sure you stay mindful of what's going on around you and not just focused on one thing so much that you forget about what's going on around you, and to be cautious is what I'm getting off of that. Next room I got is Yara. So Yara, or Yara actually, is a rune of harvest. It also represents one full year. I'm getting the impression of harvest off of this. It feels like you're working towards something very specific in mind that you've been focusing on. It's going to manifest itself. You're going to get that, what you've been working on and focusing on. But I'm also getting the sense that don't make it so overwhelming in regard to your focus that it takes up all your time, all your energy, and all your awareness. It will come, but take time out for yourself to work on you and enjoy things, and also be aware, be mindful, engage in mindfulness, even meditation, something that will give you a break.
Instead of agreeing with her, I think you need to do it. She's sitting over there going, I know.
You're
What did I
welcome,
tell
Forrest.
you? What did I tell you? Makes sense. Thank you. So
You're welcome.
I was picking that up. I was listening to your reading on this time. So it's amazing because, you know, sometimes I can see people sit there and shaking their head. You know, Brown Barber is prime example. Eric is a prime example too. I can see him laugh every time and look at his wife Rita. It just cracks me. I'm like, damn, Eric, why are you always laughing at me? But anyways, so, but anyways, hopefully I enjoyed the show. Tomorrow we got 3 shows in line. I'll have some videos of going to the antique stores. That is interesting. Me trying to be very secretive with the EMF detector, going around hitting objects. But anyways, yeah. What'd you think, Angela? It was fun, wasn't it?
That was a lot of fun. A lot of good
Yeah.
readings tonight. A lot of good messages from the runes and the angel cards. A lot of them. Good.
I like you too, Skywalker. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Absolutely. Yeah, the weather's got me a little fluffy. So yes, absolutely, Denise. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, absolutely, Susan F. Hopefully, everybody. It sounds like we're getting the rain again, so hopefully, everybody is safe tonight. And from coast to coast around the world, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.